Okay, hello. I believe we are now live. Finally, sorry that took us so long. We are here live from RT Heath Coast Studios, once and for all for the debate, for the June debate. Sorry, to determine the outcome of the election that we'll be voting for tomorrow. I am joined by two party leaders here. Sorry, three party leaders. Um, and if I just go down the list here, we have Vico Breen, who is I hope I didn't butcher that, who is representing the Fine Gael Party. We have, Seth is here, who is representing the Social Democrat Party. And then finally, we have the Fianna Fáil leader, Defective Key, in 2012, leading the Fianna Fáil Party. Unfortunately, we were not able to be joined by anyone from the Sinn Féin Party, led by Andrew E. Harris. However, hopefully in future we'll be able to see them on election night, which again you should all tune into on Sunday. So, I'm going to lay out a few ground rules. We're going to go into an intro video that was prepared by the lovely Karma, and then we will start the debate. So, just going over some of the ground rules for this debate. We are going to have 1 minute each for an introduction at the very start. Then there's going to be 1 minute for each party to debate their own points. And then there'll be 30 seconds for any kind of rebuttals. There'll be multiple questions asked over multiple different sectors, and as the night unfolds, we will be able to see where parties lie on their policies and what would be the best choice for you. Now, hopefully that answers most of your questions. Sometimes there may be different party representatives that drop in or out. However, I believe that is everything, and yes, there will be 1 minute for the closing remarks. So, I will send you over to, again, that intro, and we'll see you in just about 20 seconds or so, and then we'll get on with this debate. Okay, so here we are with the debate. We'll start immediately with the opening statements, as I think we've taken long enough as it is. We will start from left to right with Defective Key in 2012 as the Fianna Fáil Party leader. Defective Key, are you there? Oh, I think there's technical difficulties there. Oh, okay, I think Nicholas will be filling in. Whilst we wait, we'll go over to Seth is here, the leader of the Social Democrats. Seth, please give us your opening statement.
Alrighty. Righty then. Thank you very much. Polls indicate that after this election, it'll either be Vic O'Brien or me entering Merrion Street as your Taoiseach. But what could a Social Democrat government mean for you? If I enter Merrion Street as Taoiseach after this election, it will be you that will be my priority. I have a plan to further boost our communities, our economy, and our place on the international stage. And I look very much forward to sharing that detailed plan with you over this debate. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Moving over to Vic O'Brien, the leader of the Fine Gael Party. Hello, Vic.
Hello, good evening.
Okay, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Okay, so, good evening, everyone, and thank you to everyone for organizing this debate. Well, this election, your voice will decide Ireland's future, and that is also the motto of our manifesto. We have listened to citizens, public servants, And we have developed a clear program for a stronger, more active, and more prosperous Ireland. Over the past term, Fine Gael has changed. We've rebuilt our party, created new ideas, and got a strong team ready to lead. We're offering a fresh start, while others are asking for a continuation of the same stagnation, a continuation of a 41% success rate, since the Social Democrats only delivered 17 out of 41 of their promises. That is not what we want. We want a government that is focusing on supporting businesses, a government that is promoting Irish culture, and a government that is delivering the reforms Ireland needs. This is what Fine Gael wants, and that's what we stand for. Fine Gael is ready. Thank you.
Okay, sorry. I think there's some technical difficulties with the stream. I'm only coming out the left here. I will fix this momentarily. However, we will now move over to finally Fianna Fáil Nicholas, who is representing the party for tonight. Nicholas, take the stage. You have 1 minute.
Grimmy well, good Dan. This election, Fianna Fáil wants to offer a change. Over the past few months, we've seen a stagnation within politics, stagnation within the Dáil, stagnation in policy from the government. And Fianna Fáil, this election is looking to have a change of plan. We want to revitalise the different sectors across Ireland, revitalise the defence forces, which have been neglected, I believe, by this government.
Oh, okay. Right. Well,
Apologies about that.
Are you done?
No, but continue, sir. Anyway, so we want to revitalise what is happening in Ireland at the moment. We want to truly support the people of Ireland. I would say across the business sector, we believe there's been a stagnation there as well. Business registrars that we've seen over the last few days have become unhappy. On the diplomatic scale, we see there's pressure under Ireland, under the P5, and our role in that in the United Nations. And Fianna Fáil want to once again stand up for Ireland on the diplomatic stage as we present over tonight. Thank you very much.
Okay, again, I apologise for the technical difficulties. I did think it was weird only one bar was moving. We will immediately go into the questions then. If I quickly find... Okay, I suppose we can start with, I think, a very pressing topic at the moment. The Shannon reform, where again tomorrow we'll all be voting on the referendum notice, or with the 4 questions posed, with multiple different Shannon methods of operation, and then also the other amendment where there will be, you'll be choosing whether the government can freely change the Shannon without a constitutional amendment. So, I will first be asking the leader of the representative of Fianna Fáil, the Fianna Fáil stance on which question is best for the Shannon. So, which one should the people choose for the Shannon? And do you agree with the other amendment that would allow the government to change the Shannon without a constitutional amendment? You have 1 minute, Cian.
Thank you, Nicholas.
Nicholas, sorry.
So, within Fianna Fáil, we chose that it was a very difficult choice in terms of the Shannon referendum. We felt that people have very different opinions on the Shannon, and as such, Fianna Fáil as a whole, we took a vote as an executive council, and it was decided that Fianna Fáil would not take an official stance on the Shannon referendum of itself, either questions, leaving it up to the party members and the people of whole to decide. Now, Fianna Fáil will respect whatever the outcome of the vote referendums tomorrow. But as a point of view, that we just feel that it is very personal view. People have very strong opinions about it. People have strong opinions within the party with it as well. And we felt that there was genuine good debate on both sides for both the Tá and the Neil campaign, and we couldn't come to a conclusive result in terms of like saying that we wanted to support Neil as a party or Tá as a party. And so, as I said, it's been left up to the individual party members. It's been left up to the individual TDs and Shannon Dories.
Okay, I will have to stop you there. Thank you for your answer, Nicholas. We will now move over to the leader of Fine Gael, Vic O'Brien, on again their opinions. If you need a refresh of the question, please just let me know.
Oh, it's all right. Well, thank you so much for the question, and I agree it's a very important issue that we should be talking about. Well, Fine Gael has not a whole party's wide stance on the Senate, but my personal opinion is that it's very important to vote on question one, since it enables the electors to change how the Senate is elected with 2/3 to support in each house. Well, our manifesto says that no matter what the result of the referendum will be, Fine Gael will deliver the outcome of the referendum. So no matter what, we will implement what the people voted for. And we will also work with all parties in the electors to make it a bipartisan project, to make it a good project for everyone. Thank you.
Okay, and now finally, the leader of the Social Democrats. Again, if you need it re-asked, just let me know.
Yeah, re-ask it, please.
Okay, so obviously, Shannon, a very important point. There's currently a referendum that will be voted on tomorrow. What is your party's official stance on all of the individual questions on how the Shannon should be elected, and what's your party's official stance on changing it so that the government no longer needs to pass a constitutional amendment to change the Shannon?
Well, seeing as it was our party that proposed the legislation, we're obviously in much favour of it being reformed. So we are in favour on question one of tar. And as for question two, we, like the other two with me on stage, we don't have a specific stance on it. We're going to let the Irish people decide that. And either way, whatever one it is, we will look to implement it. And yes.
Okay, thank you all for that. I don't believe there's any debate that we want to have on this. I mean,
Yeah, I'd like to jump
okay.
in if that's okay.
Go ahead, Nicholas.
Just Seth, there you say, sorry, Seth, you say there that the Social Democrats are kind of united on this reform of the Shannon, but isn't it one of your own currently sitting TDs who is also leading the No campaign? So is there a slight division? Like, is there? You say you say you're united, but then you're not united. Like, what's happening with that? Are you aware that one of your TDs is actually leading the No campaign for the referendums?
Yes, I am, Nicholas. And I'm not going to whip my TDs on this referendum, whether or not they're in favour of the nil campaign or the tar campaign.
But you just said you were united. Like, I didn't claim Fianna Fáil was united. I said we'd given a free vote, but so you have given your TDs a free vote. Is that what you're trying to say now?
I'm just saying that the Social Democrats, it proposed the referendum.
So they're not. The Social Democrats are not united.
Here we
The Social
go.
Democrats are not united.
Could Seth be allowed to answer, please?
I'm just saying it's one TD, right? We have discussed it, and all I'm saying is we're not going to make a big issue out of it. We are united on the factor that it is a referendum, and whatever the result is, the result. So no, we may not be united on the question, but we are united on whatever the result will be.
Well, I'm glad that you're united on that it's a referendum. I'm very glad.
That's not what I said.
That's a direct quote.
That is not what I said, but okay,
right,
we'll move on.
I think we'll move on from this point now. So moving away from Shannon reform, let's talk about the judiciary. Many people echo this statement: the judiciary is dead. How is your party going to fix this issue, especially in regards to Fine Gael and the Social Democrats, who both had a chance to fix this issue both times they're in government and did not? We'll start with the Social Democrats on this one.
Well, hello there, Dan. Right, so as you know, about an hour ago, we released our manifesto, and a way to get our judiciary up is we're going to be introducing a barrister incentive, which will give barristers a certain amount of Robux for every case they resolve. This will help incentivize our barristers to be active and to jump on cases when one appears. Alongside this, we're also going to do court open days to get people to show people how the court systems work, and hopefully that will stem people to take an interest in our courts and our judiciary and pursue a career within it.
Okay, we'll now move on to the leader of Fine Gael for this question.
Well, thank you so much for the question, and I've something in my mind because the Social Democrats have been in government for 4 months and they didn't do anything for the judiciary. Our court system has never been less active, and they speak about some activity task force and their policy, and it's only to deal with the inactivity that they have created.
I don't think you can say that.
Why not? Well, let me talk about my policies. We're
Yeah, I
going to
will.
introduce a Robux incentive for the special counsels, so for experienced and distinguished barristers with a lot of experience. And not just any barrister who takes a job, which is what the Social Democrats propose. And we will also sign more bar transfer agreements with foreign nations, and we will capitalize on all the brilliant barristers around the world by bringing them into Irish courts because Irish judiciary must be on top. Thank you.
Okay, and we will finally move to the representative for Fianna Fáil, Nicholas. Nicholas, if you need a question repeated, just let me know.
No, that's okay. So, if Fianna Fáil really want to work with the current brilliant Attorney General, Francis Burtless Yates, I think he's been doing a great job since he's been appointed of recent. But I think we can do a lot more work with him in terms of promoting the exams. Well, see, the bar exam has finally returned after months of being dead, unfortunately, under the previous government, only recently coming back again. And I don't think many people are actually aware that the bar exam has returned. If you look in the Department of Justice server under bar exam, the last message is that there's no bar exam. They actually haven't even posted that there's a new bar exam, except in announcements, which has gone back a few months now. But basically, what we want to do is we want to incentivize more barristers. We want to incentivize more people to take up the responsibility of being barristers. You know, there is that need in Ireland, and we'll say not only that there needs to be barristers. It's great to have all these barristers, but they actually need to be able to do things. We say we need to start getting the actual courts active as well. So the appointment of new judges would be
Sorry,
on a
it
top
has gone
priority.
over your 1 minute limit.
Can I say something, Dan?
Yes, we'll move over to debating now. Seth, what is it you'd like to say?
Right, I'd like to say to Vic, you said that we've caused inactivity within our judiciary. May I add that we've not got a game? And when we don't have a game, people can't commit crime, and there's not a lot of cases. So at the end of the day, we haven't caused inactivity because you need a game for crime to be committed. And you, in one of your commitments, you said your policy on the special counsel. It's actually known as the senior counsel. So why should you be Taoiseach when you don't even know the real wording of the SC?
Well, no. Well, first of all, there is so much crime that can be dealt with that is not in game, and
But where?
well, they're on online, of course. Well, you don't necessarily have to have a game
Yes,
to
but most of
enact
the
the
time you do,
judiciary.
Vic.
No. Well, there are laws such as the Official Secrets Act and fraud and much more which you could actually work with.
Yeah.
And actually, should we actually take a look at your Minister for Justice, which you've proposed?
Yeah,
Is the
go on.
previous Director of Public Prosecutions. What has he exactly done? Nothing, as far as I'm aware.
As I've said, he's actually told me, but because we haven't got a game, there's been nobody to prosecute. So it's not up to us whether the game comes out or not. That's up to group management. It's not to do with us. That's clear as night follows day.
Well, you could do things such as mock trials or prepare the judiciary for anything.
Which is what we're proposing to do.
Well, you've been in government for 4 months, haven't you? Or
Yeah, it's not. Yes, we may be a united and collective team, but that wasn't under my leadership, was it?
I could have proposed it, didn't? But did you propose it?
As I said, no, we didn't. That's why I'm proposing it.
Why didn't you propose it?
So you admit that the Social Democrats have failed the previous terms?
No, I haven't, because we haven't failed the previous terms. Clearly, Vic. We've
Oh,
delivered a lot more. I think we've delivered a lot more than what you did in our first 3 weeks in government. We delivered a lot more than you did.
I think we'll move on from this topic now, as it's getting a bit off topic. Moving on over to the Garda. So the Garda has seen immense inactivity, where even in the days of server startups, they were all but missing. For Project S, would your government have any specific plans for the Garda to support them in conjunction with the fact there is now a new commissioner? We'll start with Vic O'Brien on this one, leader of Fine Gael.
Well, thank you for the question. And well, it is hard to keep Garda active without the game, but there are many things we can do as a Fine Gael government. We want to house a joint training with the defense forces to keep both agencies active, and we can also host things such as drinks receptions for both agencies. So we have to keep them both active in order to have them prepared for Project S in case it ever releases. Well, and in our Project S readiness plan, which we will release our term in our term as a Fine Gael government, there will be multiple more plans how to get Garda active. Thank you.
Okay, I would like to quickly take this time to mention that if any audience members do have any questions, please DM them in, and we will take a look at them and potentially ask them to some of the candidates. And please make sure to mention whether you want them to be asked to multiple or just one. Anyway, we'll now move over to Nicholas for Fianna Fáil's answer on this question. Please, you have 1 minute.
Thank you very much, Dan. So yes, I will agree that there has been some challenges with the Gardaí over the last few months in terms of the hiring of a new commissioner, the lack of a game. You know, there have been significant challenges which hopefully can be resolved when the new game gets up and going, Project S. But then we have to try and offer the Gardaí something to do once again. So again, we have to start the recruitment campaign once again. You know, I think there's been a lot of Gardaí lost over the last few months because there's no new game. They've been searching for something different. So we want to see jobs fairs. I think the informal group on Irish policing formed by the TDs and Shanadori is an interesting way of hoping to try and boost the Gardaí numbers as well. Training guides and other resources to support the Gardaí. We want to work with the Commissioner and the Goal Command, because it'll be the Commissioner and the Goal Command who will truly know what we can offer to the Gardaí as a government. We'll say, what I always say is that it's better to take advice from the people who are in charge of that organisation rather than us imposing our rule on them. Thank you.
That is your 1 minute up. Thank you. And we'll finally move to Seth is here, the Social Democrats, for the final.
Could you? I hate to be a pain, but could you repeat the question?
Yes, I'll repeat the question. We Garda Síochána has seen immense inactivity, where even in the days of server startups, they were all but missing. For Project S, would your government have any specific plans for the Garda to support them, especially in conjunction with the fact there has been a new commissioner appointed?
Well, as Nicholas did say, we can't really do a lot of in-game activity for the Garda until Project S comes out. But we want to prepare them for that, and that's what the activity task force will be for. We're going to recommend a lot more of a recruitment campaign and recruitment drives to ensure we have a lot of Garda ready to play. And once Project S comes out, we're going to do certain activities which will be discussed through the activity task force. And yes, that's about it.
Okay, thank you. Just again, a reminder to all audience members, if you have a question you would like to ask even one party leader or all of them, please make sure to send it to Dan and Puppy Dab. Okay, let's move over to, let's do communities now. So communities is a very, I would say, vibrant department. There's a lot you can do with it, especially in terms of events. So, are there any community-specific events that you're hoping to host? This will be a shorter answer, so don't worry if it doesn't take you the full minute. We'll start with we'll start with Nicholas, leader of representative of Fianna Fáil for this one.
Gurmi Malgat then. So yeah, I think the communities is a great way. Communities and culture is a great way to reach out to Ireland in terms of supporting what's happening in the community. We'll say over the summer now. We can say support the use of living Irish language. We'll say like it's been tried over the last few months, but we want to really try and get in there again. I have a small bit of Gaeilge myself, so I would be interested in trying to support that. The celebration of Irish Language Week, Seachtain na Gaeilge, if possible, that would be a bit more down the line. like that as well. But also, we do want to see, like, we'll say, summer celebration, just like a celebration of, in the middle of the summer, we're coming into this will be government in the middle of the summer. We want to try and celebrate summer celebrations, bring people together, get active. People are more off during the summer. Just get them into the game, get them active, and thank you very much.
Okay, moving over to Vico Bean now for her answer.
Well, thank you. I mean, I love communities, and it's been my portfolio for a while now. Well, Fine Gael wants to introduce a Word of the Week program and we want to expand in the future to the Word of the Day to give more people the opportunity to learn Irish words and phrases, since I think it's quite important in an Ireland community. We'd also like to introduce a National Irish Language Week which will take place in July, which will contain a collection of language-based games and competitions and activities in game, which can be fun. Yes, thank you.
Okay, and finally, leader of the Social Democrats, Seth, is here.
Hello. Right. So in our manifesto, we have quite a broad agenda, but I'll give a couple of the main things here.
Specifically for
So
events for communities is what I meant.
yes, I'm well aware. Yes. So obviously, we're going to start with appointing a new language commissioner, and from there, we're going to begin hosting regular pop-up Gaelics once we Gael tax. I think it's how it goes. I'm not very good with Irish, to be fair. Which will promote the Irish language and allow people to speak their couple of words, or I'm going to use a bit of Irish here, coupla focale, I think it goes. And it's pretty much going to boost up the Irish language. It's going to boost in-game activity. We're going to hold language weeks and stuff like that, pretty much. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Another question for the community sector here. Obviously, there was the introduction of that new community server. Now, currently, we haven't had much done with it. In fact, I am still somewhat doubtful it even exists, because I'm not 100% sure if I've seen it. But I think it does exist. So, what would your plans be for the community culture and language server? Would you still keep it around? I will start with Vico Breen for this one.
Oh, yeah, thank you for the question. I mean, well, it just shows how inactive the Social Democrats have been, but we will certainly want to keep the server around and have our proposed activities announced there, and we will, for example, reintroduce the weekly Did You Know posts from the National Archives to educate the people about our community's histories, and we will also the National Language Week will also be planned through that, and as well as the artwork in public buildings, which will be the replacement of older works with more up-to-date portraits and photography, which will be added in the community server.
Okay, we'll now move over to Seth for their answer.
I'll ask again. What was the question?
So with the community server being established and there hasn't been much to do with it, how would your party make it active, and would you still keep it?
Well, we made it and we released it at the beginning of the term, so yes, we're going to keep it. And on that, as I said, when we appoint a new languages commissioner, we're going to make sure that there's daily Irish quotes put into it to make it somewhat active. And overall, yes, I know it's a bit thin, but pretty much we're going to get our agencies a lot more active next term, and hopefully we can see loads of announcements coming out from them there to make it more active.
Thank you. We will now finally move to the representative of Fianna Fáil, Nicholas. Nicholas, are you there?
Apologies. Yes, I'm here. Thank you, Dan. Like yourself, I don't really know what's happening with this community server. I think Ireland has survived long enough without the community server. I don't know what's really going on inside there. it took 8 months to make, and I think there's an obsession with it really within the government at the moment to try and keep it active, promote it as active. We would get rid of it. The Minister for Communities would have to function quite well without it previous. We need to be posting any events and everything in the main Ireland server anyway. There's no real reason for anyone to join that server. The community server is kind of useless. We'll say we can promote other organisations, Irish Motorsport Association, Forest na Gaeilge, they have their own server. And it just goes back to, we'll say, like, the Social Democrat government is trying to keep this server alive when there are actually more valuable servers and more valuable agencies that need to be kept alive rather than this one. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. One more question here for all the party leaders asked by RTE. This is kind of more of a vague one, so don't worry if your answer rambles a bit. If you had to choose one central policy your government would be based upon, what would it be? I think I'll start with Fianna Fáil with that one, Nicholas.
Well, this is going to be a slightly basic one, but it's an honest one that every government will want to have under its belt. But it's truly activity. You know, we want to. We'll say when Project S comes out, we want to get the activity up there in the game. We want to get the activity back up in the Dole. As I said previously, the summer months are now here. People have more free time. People will be able to partake in what's happening online on Roblox in Ireland, and we just want to try and help the people have those types of events, promote the events. Basically, as I've always said, as I said previously, listen to the people. What do they want? What events do they want held? What do they want happening? What will bring them online? What will help generate the activity? Because once you get the activity, a lot of the agencies will start to flourish along with that. Thank you.
Okay, I'll now move to Vic O'Brien for their answer, Fine Gael.
Well, thank you. I mean, there are so many great policies I have in my mind, but I think the one that's my main and favorite policy is that we will be making a white paper which will outline the introduction of budgets. So we will try to revolutionize the Irish economy, and that's simply going to be very helpful and going to make the whole economy system way more realistic. Like, we will be using these budgets to allocate a group approved sum of Robux, which will then be spent on initiatives and rewarding businesses, and also more government sponsored prizes for people like distinguished Defence Forces staff and the Special Counsel, as we mentioned somewhere else in our manifesto.
Thank you. And we'll finally move to Seth is here for the Social Democrats for their answer.
Right. So I'll start on your question. It was to do, when you say policy, are you talking about any policy, or are you talking about specifically communities?
No, any policy, sorry.
Any policy. Right, any policy. So what we are planning to do is, it might be a little bit basic, but it's not. We want to hold an international jobs fair to ensure that we can bring foreign workers to Ireland and ensure that Irish businesses can advertise themselves essentially to the world and for people that go. It's going to help grow our economy, grow our foreign employment, and that is one thing we're going to aim to deliver on an absolute basis. And can I say one point on what Vic O'Brien said, if that's okay?
Yes,
Just very quickly.
If that's your point done, we can move to a debate.
Yes. Can I say to Vic that you champion the budget white paper, but I don't know if this is common knowledge or public knowledge, but the Social Democrats have already recommended that to group management, and they said yes, apparently, according to Orkneyan. Do correct me, Lewis, if I'm wrong, but they apparently approved it already, for whatever reason. So, on that one, your policy's a bit botched, mate.
Is this something that would have been discussed in the government channels by yourselves? I'm just jumping. I just want to know.
Well, as I said, it was submitted to group management.
Well, I mean, two parties can deliver the same policy. That's no issue at all, is it? We could work.
Yes,
parties can work
actually,
together. No.
Well, yes, I have. I actually recommended that
how is
to
it botched,
Jim to tell you.
How's it botched?
It's botched because you're claiming it's your idea purely.
Well, I indeed came up with it. I'm not a part of your government or anything.
I know.
And it wasn't public until now, so.
Fair enough. I'll give it to you.
Okay, can I just jump in there with my own question? Just for Seth, if you don't mind. just over the past government cycle, the last 2 months, how many agencies have been utilised under the Social Democrat government? We'll say, like, what agencies have promoted, what agencies have been active, what have you been trying, what have you been doing with the agencies within Ireland?
Well, notably, I don't know if this is you could count the Clans of Ireland maybe as an agency. I don't know though, but we've been in talks with them. We're the first government in a while to talk to them about including them more in our communities, and we also appointed a new language commissioner. Obviously, she's gone now, and we're obviously we're going to appoint a new one if we win the election. And we've managed to utilise ah fuck, oh dear. No, hold on. No, hold on. Quickly, I got to mute.
Okay, a bit unsure as to what's happened there. Um, I think he was wrapping up there anyway. So I think we can move on to some of the party-specific questions now. Um, so I think the first one I'll ask is the one to Fine Gael. So Fine Gael, your party was heavily scrutinised last time it was government, where it lasted 6 of 8 weeks. How is your party going to rectify its lasting negative reputation, and why should Ireland trust you again?
I mean, thank you for the question. And first of all, I'd like to say that the party has changed. When I became leader, I made a commitment to the party that I want to rebuild Fine Gael. We have new leadership, we have new policies, we are basically a new party. We have new experienced people. And to be honest, we should be asking that to the Social Democrats because they're the same people. They haven't changed at all, and it's just a different person in charge. They're still the same party, still the same party, and they won't deliver anything good again.
Okay, thank you. I'm not. Is Seth here back yet? Okay, I don't believe so. So I'll direct my question towards Fianna Fáil instead then. Your party has been fading in and out of relevancy, where sometimes it can be seen as maybe tucked more to the side, especially due to its lower seat count. Do you think that that your party would still deserve government, despite its less louder voice? And do you think that your party would be ready for governance, despite the fact that it hasn't been in government for quite a significant amount of time as a senior coalition partner?
Well, look, I think Fianna Fáil has proven itself as a senior government partner. We'll say there are still people within the Fianna Fáil party who may not who may not be TDs or Shanadori, but are still active, who have been previously ministers. Like myself, I'm a former Taoiseach for the party. Um, we'll say I think we have the experience in government. We were previously in government a few months ago with Fine Gael as a junior partner, but we were able to prove ourselves in the ministerial roles that we were given. We were able to do our best in those roles, and I think even now the party is slightly under new leadership, which I think is great as well in its own right. I think Fianna Fáil can prove itself. I think the policies that we can bring forward are ones that the people will be very happy with. The people will support them, and I think we can do it. We have been in government previously. We can do it again, and Fianna Fáil has always outperformed the polls at every election, no matter what. Thank you.
Okay. I think the Social Democrats still aren't back.
I'm back.
Oh,
No, I'm
sorry. Okay.
back now.
Um,
Sorry about that. Something happened in my living room.
That's all right.
Apologies.
Okay, so we're now moving on to party-specific questions. Your government has been, this is to the Social Democrats now. Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil have already answered. Your government has been, you have been in government for 4 months now. How comes most of your, close to half of your PFG has not been completed? You're proposing more policies in your manifesto whilst abandoning parts of your PFG.
I think what should be acknowledged is yes, we may not have completed half of our programme for government, but you cannot shy away from what we have achieved. We've achieved the big things. We promised a referendum on the Shenad, we've delivered it. We promised actual deals coming out of foreign meetings, and we did it. It's stuff like that that should not be shied away from the public debate.
Okay.
Can I interject there?
Oh yes, please go ahead.
This is kind of related, all right, but Just in regards there, you're talking about your new manifesto and what you're bringing forward in this term, even though you haven't completed much of your last manifesto. Just under your foreign affairs, which didn't get us talking yet, I'm quoting here, this term we saw Ireland's place on the permanent five be put at risk. Surely the Social Democrats have to take some responsibility for that.
No, we're not.
Oh no!
We have no, because it's not to do with us. It's to do with us possibly being thrown out by a country in Asia. I mean, even Fine Gael have pledged to secure our spot on the permanent five.
Oh no, I'm not saying
It's
that
not just
we
us.
like. Yes, everyone wants us to secure the spot in the permanent five.
Yes, but is it a policy? Is it a policy? But is it a policy that's in every manifesto?
I want to hear what Nicholas is asking.
But surely you'd have to take responsibility. You have been the party in government. The issue around the permanent five has been coming up now with a few weeks. What has your Minister for Foreign Affairs actually been doing to try and secure this? What has the current Taoiseach been trying to do to secure this? I see you're meeting with people the whole time, but what is actually happening? Which you have to take some responsibility. You can't just say no, it's not our fault. You were literally the government in party, the only government in party, and now you think you're going to fix it? Could you not have fixed it last week? What happens? What happens next week that you can fix it?
Well, I'm going to make it very, very clear now that it's nothing to do with us for why our place on the permanent five is at risk. I don't know the ins and outs of it all because obviously in my portfolio I just know that it is happening. But the reason why, but I know that we have been in conversation with our international partners that are on the permanent five council, and we're looking to obviously stay there, etc., etc. So from what we're doing to protect ourselves on there is to ensure that we are in constant contact with our permanent five allies, and our spot on it is secure. That is what we're doing about it, Nicholas. Okay, thank you.
I mean, are you sure that it has nothing to do with you or anything? I mean, as you should know, that defense is also now part of the foreign department, and I mean, you failed on defense. I mean, you did nothing for our defense forces. Only you have a 25% success rate on defense policy. I mean, so no wonder our permanent five position is being threatened if you literally did nothing.
Well, no, it's not being threatened because of inactivity. It's being threatened by an Asian community. As I said, I don't know exactly what we did to them or whatever, but I know that they're trying to replace us on the permanent five council. It's nothing to do with inactivity, Vic. Okay.
We tried to talk with them at all.
Well, as I said, yes, we have. I assume we have. Right. I know. It's not my obviously department. I don't know the ins and outs, and I'm not going to reveal everything, obviously. But what I want to say also on the point that we haven't done anything for our defence forces, I think the Maritime Jurisdiction Act, that is a big step for our defence forces because it allows the IDF to protect our seas in a naval form.
That's great and all, but thank you for that enlightening view of the Maritime Sea Act. But once again, like you can't just move on from saying that you're totally none of your fault that has been put at risk. Like this conversation did not just come up yesterday or today. You know, this would have something to have been brewing over the last period of time. The period of time the Social Democrats have been really in government, I'd be thinking.
No.
And so, like, what is? Sorry, but like, what is your actual plan? Like, how at risk do you actually think Ireland is to losing the P5 seat because of the Social Democrat government?
It's not at risk at all now. I may have over dramatized it on my manifesto, admittedly, right? But thanks to the fact that we are talking to our international allies that sit on the Permanent Five Council, our place is no longer at risk. It is secure. But we're just going to continue to talk with our international allies to ensure that it stays secure and we aren't replaced by another nation in Asia.
So it was at risk. So it was at risk.
I think we'll move on from there because I think we are going a bit in circles there. So something. I'll move on to some of the questions that the audience have posed to us. I think this one was a very interesting one. More of like a team building, question you'd get asked. But this is the question: if I asked each opponent to describe your biggest weakness, what would they say? I'm very interested to hear Vic's answer on this, so I think I'll start with Vic.
Well, that's quite an interesting question. Um, I think what others might say about me is that I'm kind of a fresh face here in Irish politics, even though I've been in it all for about 7 months already, and I've got an experienced team behind me. I'm still new. I'm still new to actually being in government.
Thank you. We'll move over to Seth now.
When you say weakness, what's meant by weakness? Like anything?
A weakness can be anything you define.
Are you talking policy?
No, no, yeah, up to your as a person, I would say, as a party. Sorry, yes, as a party.
As a party, right? I would have to say, hmm. I've actually got to have a think about this. I would. Hmm.
Well, how about your failure to deliver? How about that?
Oh! If you want to talk about failure to deliver, Vic, we can go over Fine Gael's record all day long. Okay.
Well,
No, we can.
Would you like me
Frankly,
to?
I'm not actually sure.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
I'm
Not
not
sure.
sure. I'm not
We'll
sure.
move over
whatever.
to finally Fina Fall.
Well, very interesting. Mr. Perfect alongside me. Sorry, he doesn't have any weaknesses. Anyway, on to my own weaknesses. I think I would have a slightly. I think I would be possibly the opposite of Vic in terms of perhaps it's my time to depart. Although I'm only here as a party representative. Um, but I have been in Ireland, active in the community now for a period of time, which is significant enough. And perhaps as I always say, I think it's great to get new people involved, get new people involved in politics and everything like that. But I think that would be my weakness, probably the longevity I have been here.
Okay. I know. Oh yes. There's a question we were going to ask Sinn Féin if they were here today, so I think I'll quickly read this out. But unfortunately they weren't able to attend. So again, I'll quickly just read this out for Sinn Féin. Your leader has faced scandal after scandal. His last stunt as Garda Commissioner saw him resign in disgrace. He was also the former Labour Party leader. He was also a former Labour Party leader, where he saw the party drop dead last. This is further compounded by the fact that when voting opens tomorrow, they still have no manifesto. Why are they still an option on the ballot? That is just the question that we were going to propose to Sinn Féin if they were still here. Anyway, we will now. I think I had another question from the audience here. Okay, this one's from Bo Warren. I think she'll be okay with me pointing her out here.
Goodness gracious.
One of the points that I think she made that were quite interesting. There's lots of immigration legislation that has gotten quite old, that hasn't been amended in a very long time. Would your party do anything about this? Would they do anything different about the immigration at the moment? I think I'll start with leader of the Social Democrats. Seth is here.
No, that is the plain and simple answer from me. We would not amend or propose any. We would not propose or amend any immigration legislation purely because, by her policy, she wants to put a immigration cap on the community, which is wrong, because people won't want to come to the community if they have to wait to join. In fact, it'll put them off. That's not what we want. We want more people in the community. So no, we will not be amending or proposing any immigration legislation.
And moving over to yes, I'll go to Nicholas now, representative Finafore.
Well, look, Fianna Fáil aren't opposed to reviewing any types of legislation. We'll say, like, we want to update things as well on the legislative agenda. Would say that would be in consultation with the current immigration bureau. Now we're not looking at putting caps on people or delaying people becoming citizens. We want to try and get more active people into Ireland as we possibly can. But in terms of reviewing the legislation, we're not opposed to that. We're not opposed to looking at old pieces of legislation, updating them, making them more relevant for the times we now serve in. But yeah, thank you.
And then finally, Vic O'Brien.
Yeah, well, thank you for the question, Bo. Well, we do want to modernize other legislation, such as defense legislation, but we are not planning to amend anything on immigration because, I mean, it's Roblox, and we want more people in our community, and I think the current system works just fine.
Okay. Now I think a lot of you have all had a bit of this time to think about the other parties. So I was going to ask, do any of you have any questions that you'd like to ask each other's parties? This can be to both of them, or this can be directly to one. Take this more as like a debate kind of time. Would any party like to go first specifically?
Yeah, can I ask a quick question?
Go ahead.
This actually towards Seth, just because, well, like Vic, you can answer it too, but it's more so directed at the current government because are you aware that we'll say we want to promote RT, we want to better RT, we want to protect RT. Are you currently aware that RT has just been issued an interim order by the courts because of its use at the moment of Ireland Decides, which is a trademarked name? Um, Surely the government should make the maybe Attorney General or something aware or available to RT when they're creating these types of debates in terms of what they can do and what they can't do. Like, is that a lack of failure on the government's part, or would like what's happening there?
Well, no, not at all, because even if RTE is the state-run media, the government will not interfere in the direct actions of RTE. So, no, honestly, no, just no.
I mean, that's a brilliant example of a crime that's
Yeah.
not done in game. So feel free to take notes.
Really, is that so?
Yeah, well, actually, it is. They're currently getting served by they're I think
Yes.
they're prevented from
Well,
happening.
I'm being quite honest with you, Nicholas. That's the first I've actually heard of it. So,
Oh no,
haven't
I don't.
covered it.
I won't blame
Oh,
you in terms of lack of understanding of it because it is just happened while we have been on stream, and I was just made aware of it as well. So I just wanted to see if you had any opinion on it.
well, obviously, I think it's bad, and let the case go on, I suppose.
Um,
It's not a failure of the government, though. I'll make that clear.
I've other questions, but I want to let it open to you as well. But
Okay, so do either of you two have any debate points that you'd like to make against the other parties?
many.
I suppose I'll let Nicholas.
Thank you,
What's your
thank you very
opinions?
much. Just again in terms of the both Fine Gael and Social Democrats, what's your plan for the IDF in terms of supporting them, supporting their deployment, supporting them in terms of retention of personnel? So what is the plan for the military of Ireland in protecting our seas? And we don't want to hear about the Maritime Act again. We've already heard about that set.
Can I begin?
Oh yes, go ahead, Vic.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you asked that because we have so many policies about that. So, first of all, we want to establish an organization of national ex-service personnel to mark the National Day of Commemoration this July. So, it will serve as an organization for veterans. Then we will also focus on hosting more foreign joint trainings with other countries. And we also plan to amend some defense legislation like the new Military Offences Act, since it's kind of outdated, honestly. And I mean, there's also been a petition about it as well. Yeah, so there's so much I would love to do with the defense forces, like the Social Democrats, which have done nothing for the defense forces, and especially foreign trainings.
Seth.
Should I go?
Yes, go ahead.
Right. So, what we want to do is our main objective next term, if elected, will be to get the IDF active in the run up to the release of Project S. So, what we're going to do is we're going to establish the Defence Forces Award Scheme, which will reward IDF soldiers who are constantly active and making that difference within the IDF. We do want to establish joint training sessions with other nations, which we'll do through foreign meetings and all that jazz. And what we further also want to do is undertake a full revision of legislation over the governing of the Irish Defence Forces, and we have a plan to pretty much prepare the IDF for the release of Project S and make sure that it's active.
Okay, sorry, can you just say what you said about the governance of the IDF again?
Le-
Sorry, just set.
Seth?
I think he might have just passed away.
Okay, I don't
Oh
believe...
no, I'm back. Hello, what was the question?
Can you just repeat what you said about the governance of the IDF? Did you want to change that?
As I said, we're going to undertake a full revision. We don't know specifically what we're going to revise. Obviously, we're going to do that along with Irish Defence Forces officials. We've pledged it. I would assume they've seen it. I haven't seen any disagreements from any of them. So if we are elected, we will run it up with Irish Defence Forces officials and we'll revise it.
Can I just say something?
Actually, if I could
well,
just quickly, Nicholas, you were the one who asked this question, but I think that you should also answer it. What would your party do for the IDF?
Oh well, brilliant question from the person that asked it. Thank you very much. Great question, best. But look, in terms of like the IDF, the IDF I think is it's very independent. It's very independently run, and I think that's a great thing that they have an excellent thing going on between among themselves. I think a lot what they need supporting is, well, kind of reiterating unfortunately what the other two parties said, but like international trainings, which I don't think there's been no international trainings this term, which is surprising enough from the current government. I don't think we need to look at the governance issue. I think the IDF is very well run at the moment. I do think in terms of the run up to Project S and its release, integrating that, communicating with the chief of staff, communicating with the Gold Command, and again, like what I always say is that there's no point in us as ministers or a government going in and imposing our rule over any agency. We need to look at what do they want, what supports do they need, and it's basically just us going in saying to the chief of staff, Gold Command, what do you actually want? What supports do you need to be able in order to run efficiently as best as you can? But yeah, basically, international trainings, hosting more trainings within Ireland, run up to S, get it active, get it up and running, get it out there. Thank you.
I have a question for Seth real quick.
Vic, go
So, if I could just go back to what you said. You gave us four defense policies, and statistically, you only deliver one of those because in this term you've only delivered 25% of your defense policies. So, which one can the Irish people expect to see delivered?
Which one?
Yeah.
You can expect to see the Defence Forces Award Scheme being established. You can likely expect to see joint training sessions with other nations being established, as well as hopefully, considering there is revision and amendment to take place, revision of the legislation on the governing of the Irish Defence Forces. So you can expect practically all of them.
Okay, I think, unless Seth, you have any questions to ask the other two party leaders?
I do not.
Parties. Okay, I think we can wrap up there. It's been a pleasure to have you three. It's unfortunate again Sinn Féin couldn't be here for us. However, we will hopefully see them on Sunday when we have the election. We will now move over to closing statements. Don't worry, Kamala, I didn't forget. I was just pointing this out. Kamala, yes, like I said, we will now move over to closing statements where I will then officially end out the stream. So I think, how did we start this? I think we went left to right first, so we'll go right to left for the closing statements. Vic O'Brien, you're up first. Breen, you're first.
So, thank you. So tonight you've heard many different visions for Ireland's future, and you've heard many promises and many different messages from different leaders. But, Fine Gael's message is simple. Fine Gael is ready to lead. We have a strong and talented team. We have fresh ideas and a clear plan to build a more active and a more prosperous Ireland. If you believe Ireland can do better, if you believe the government should be active, accountable, and ambitious, then I ask you for your support. On election day, the choice is yours. Your voice, Ireland's future. Thank you.
We'll now move over to Seth is here.
Hello, right. So I would like to firstly thank RTE and the team that set up this debate. It's been quite fun. And I'd also like to apologise for any of the times I sort of went dark. It's a bit of madness in my house, so I can't really concentrate. But what I'd like to say is, from our manifesto, we have a clear vision to continue upon the progress that we've made. And hopefully with your vote we can achieve greatness, the greatness that we have managed to achieve over the past 4 months. It is clear as night follows day that it is only the Social Democrats, as proven over the past 4 months, as I say again, who can deliver it. We have the record, we have the experience, and we're ready to continue to govern and deliver for you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And then finally, we'll move over to Nicholas.
Yes, of course. Just want to thank yourself, Dan, and all of you at RT for the brilliant debate you've held tonight. Thank you to Seth and Vic. You've been great here tonight as well. It's been great to debate you. Fianna Fáil offers a real changes election. We want to bring our message basically is all founded in activity, activity, activity. We want to promote Irish activity. We want to promote Ireland. Project S is coming out. We want to get activity back in Ireland. We want to get you, the people, involved. We want, as I've said multiple times throughout this debate, we want to listen to you. We want to listen to your voice. We want to listen to what you have to say. It is you, the people, who shape the policy of Ireland, not the parties and not the politicians. What you want to be legislated, what you want to see done, events and everything, it is up to you entirely. Fianna Fáil will always listen to your voice. Fianna Fáil will always listen to your whatever you seek to do within our community. And no matter what, we seek your vote. We hope you vote Fianna Fáil this election, and we thank you for listening to us tonight. Thank you.
Okay, that is all from the leaders. It's been a pleasure to have you all here. I just wanted to quickly say, I think I always quote him on what he said every bloody debate night. But again, it's very nice to have as many party leaders as we do. To have all of you up on here on stage to represent your parties, it's great. I'm not going to waffle much more than that. I have had a statement that RT would like me to give, so I'll quickly read it out. At the beginning of our broadcast, we erroneously displayed the term Ireland Decides. RT does not imply ownership or control over the use of the branding of Ireland Decides. We apologise for any inconvenience caused by a broadcasting error. On that note, I thank everyone who has been participating in all of this. Thank you to the group staff. Thank you to the lovely debaters, and thank you to Kamla for making this possible. And long live RTE. Anyway, make sure you go and vote tomorrow, because voting does open, I believe, at 8 p.m. It usually does. I hope I'm not wrong on that. Other than that, it has been a pleasure to see you all here tonight, and I hope to see you again in just 2 days for the RT election night, where I hope that I can make it as magical as possible, as I'll be working hard behind the scenes to boost the production value of RT election night. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your evening.